Hi everyone, you're watching Brain Bulb. In this video, we're going to be talking about flowchart. A flowchart is something that either depicts change or it describes movement. One of the two things. Let me give you an example for each, and then we'll focus on just one for this video. When you talk about movement and you want to describe it using a flowchart, then you will be using the parts to which that particular thing moves. Okay, let me explain. So imagine you have the digestive system, okay, and you are going to draw the flow chart of digestive system. It means the movement of food from one organ to another organ. So the keywords are organ and the arrow mark will depict the movement. Another use of flowchart is if you want to depict the change in something. For example, if you want to talk about the life cycle of something, maybe it could be parasites. So simply we'll just take the basic one, the life cycle of a butterfly. Over there, we're going to be using keywords which are basically stages or phases of its life. And the arrow mark over there depicts the growth or the change. Usually in a cycle, you'll be ending up with all the arrow marks in a circle. You can also have different kinds, like if you want to talk about the water cycles, for example, even there you will end up nitrogen cycle, sulfur cycle, all of that you will use a flow chart kind of an explanation in your answer. So that is about flowchart for depicting change. Flowcharts for depicting movement is the best way to study anatomical movement, like movement of food, movement of blood, movement of oxygen. There's so many different things that are moving in and out of the body. Okay, so in this video, we'll be focusing completely on the movement of blood through the body that happens within the circulatory system. Okay, so this flowchart is the circulatory system. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so the circulatory system revolves around few organs that we'll just use as keywords here. So we have the heart, and I'm going to represent that heart within a circle. Okay, so let's just imagine this is our heart. And then we have another major organ that will be playing a huge role in circulation, and that is the lungs. Okay, so for the sake of this diagram, we're going to assume that the lungs is on top of the entire cycle. Okay, so the lungs go on top. Okay, and then you also know that the circulation in humans is a double circulation, which means that there is one circulation from the heart to the lungs and back to the heart. There is another circulation from the heart to the rest of the body, and then again back to the heart, right? But it happens through different portions of the heart. So there are 4 different portions in our heart, and this is the left. Okay, we have 4 portions in our heart. The top portion is the atrium, and the bottom is the ventricle. So this becomes the right atrium. Okay, left atrium, right ventricle, and left ventricle. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to trace the blood. Okay, I'm going to start by tracing the blood from the right auricle. What happens from the right auricle? Blood goes to the right ventricle. Okay, let's not bring too many details with the names of the valves and so on. Just keep it simple. All right, so I'm using blue now, which means that the blood is deoxygenated. So it needs to get oxygenated. So if that has to happen, it needs to go to the lungs. Okay, so from the right ventricle, the blood then travels to the lungs, where it gets oxygenated. Okay, and the oxygenated blood travels all the way to the left atrium or the left auricle. From there, it travels to the left ventricle, and the oxygenated blood is supplied to the rest of the body. Because it goes to the rest of the body and meets all of the other cells, okay, the blood gets deoxygenated again, and through the right atrium or the right auricle, it goes back to the heart so it can start this process again. So it's almost like an 8, if you notice. Okay, and you will also notice that all of that which is drawn towards, which is going through the right side, will have an upper arrow. All of those going in the left side will have a downward arrow. From the atrium, the blood goes through the ventricle in both the cases. Okay, so if you look at this simply, you won't get confused as to where the blood is leaving and where the blood is entering. There's another confusion that gets solved. Which kind of blood? Is it deoxygenated or oxygenated? That you will clearly get to know from a flow chart like this. Okay, so that's the whole point of studying all of the concepts using a flow chart. Try doing another concept like this, either for movement or change, and see if you can make a meaningful flow chart out of it. Okay, have fun, and if you have any queries, make sure to put them down in the comments. And if you like what you saw in this video, give this a nice little thumbs up and share this video around to your friends. So that's all we have for this video. Thank you for watching.